How do you go from 0 to a million in the shortest time possible? So it's Gabriel here again, and I want to share with you whatever I'm going to share with you today, right? It doesn't matter if you come from a poor family background. I don't come from a rich background. My dad lost his job and never had a stable job since I was 16. My mom used to make an average income of $3,000 to $4,000 per month, which is relatively low in an expensive Singapore. And both of them also unfortunately passed on in my early 20s, and I was basically on my own ever since. And this is also certainly not about your formal education. I dropped out of school after finishing my secondary school O levels, which is kind of like high school for some of you living in different parts of the world. So I certainly don't have like a diploma or degree or anything like that. But despite all that, I was still able to build multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses and became a millionaire in my 20s. And during this period, I had to go through a lot of learning, a lot of discovery, because I don't come from a rich family background. So a lot has to change in terms of my mindset, how I think, rather than just what I do. And that's probably what you're thinking right now. We live in this world where we are constantly thinking about what we need to do, but what I'm going to share with you today is not about what you need to do, but who you need to become. And that's really what separates the rich from the poor. It is not just the skill set. The skill set are things you need to do, but it's always the mindset. And let me give you an example. I attend a lot of classes, whether it's business class, investment class, and what will happen is that I will go to a class and I will always meet two types of people. Okay, two types of people. Now these two types of people, they may have a very similar background. So there's no excuse whether, because this person has a family, this person doesn't have a family, this person is older, this person is younger. I'm saying generally, these two types of people, they have the same background. So let's say, both of them are in their 30s, both of them just started a family. So they have very similar background. But when you go to a program or a class, they are learning the same thing from the same trainer or the speaker. And one person will say, this doesn't work, right? I don't have the time, I don't have the capital, I don't have. This guy is focusing on what he doesn't have. While another person would say, even though this is hard to understand, but I trust that this will work. So I don't have the time, but I will make time. I don't have the money, I will find the money. And I'm going to try it no matter what, because even if I fail, I will still learn something and I will fail forward. Guess who will get results after a few years? Obviously, the second group of people. What you see there is not the skill set, because both of them came to the class to learn the same skill set. What you see there, the biggest difference is their mindset. See, one of them has a habit of being a victim, constantly blaming, constantly saying that, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have a proper education, I don't have a proper family who supports me. They are always looking at what they don't have, and they're always a victim. The other has a habit of a millionaire, because this person will focus on being resourceful rather than the resources that he doesn't have. So you can tell by the story that I've just shared earlier that the reason you have the results you have today is always because of your habits. And if you think about it, habits are just simply consistent action. See, a lot of people think that people who are rich and successful, they just got a lucky break. They did something right one time, they had a big break, they did one or two things big, differently from other people, and that's the reason why they're successful. But no, the reason why there are millionaires and people who are not millionaires is because of their consistent action every single day, because of their habits every single day. And yes, they may have done one or two big things that have gotten them the success where they are, but the big things doesn't just happen overnight. It is usually because of a set of consistent action every single day, which again is habits, and that leads to that one or two big breaks. So if you want different results, you need to develop new habits. And again, new habits are consistent action. It's not about just doing something once or twice. And the reason why most of us, we don't have what we want is because we don't have the right habit to get what we want. So once again, habits are just consistent action. Every day, you are consistent in something, right? If you're watching Netflix every single day, that's consistent action. That's a habit. If you're playing games every single day, that's consistent action. That's a habit. If you're working on your business every single day, that's consistent action. That's a habit. And there are people who say there's good habit and bad habit. I don't really believe in that. I don't think there's good or bad. It's just that, does this habit serve you, right? So if you want to be a millionaire, you want to make millions of dollars, but if you're watching Netflix every day, that habit does not serve your goal. So you have to start asking yourself this question. You already have a bunch of habits every single day, but you have to ask yourself, does your habit serve your goals? Does it serve where you want to go? So now that we understand that the way to get what you want is by creating habits, the strongest way to build a habit is through identity shift. So I'm going to give you an example right now. The reason why I make millions of dollars isn't because I want to be a millionaire. I don't make a million to become a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's why I make millions. I'm going to say that again. I don't make $1 million to become a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's why I make millions. Now, this is gonna sound very new to some of you because this is not how we think. We always think that we need to have something in order for us to become something. But it's not the case. An apple tree doesn't produce apple to become an apple tree, because if we say that we need to have something in order to be something, then an apple tree needs to first produce apple, then it can be called an apple tree. But an apple tree is an apple tree. The reason why an apple tree produces apples is because it is an apple tree. So we have to start with an identity change. And once you have an identity change, it is so much easier to create new habits. There's this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I highly recommend any of you to actually read that book if you want to establish new habits. And in this book, it actually talks about there's actually two different types of habit forming. So for example, if you're trying to form a new habit, but you're only focusing on outcome, that's called outcome based. And if you're trying to change a habit, but you're focusing on your identity, then that's called identity based. So I'm going to give you an example that was given in this book. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking, and I used to be a smoker. So I think I can totally relate to this. So you're trying to quit smoking and someone comes up to you and say, hey, you want to go for a smoke, and offer you a cigarette. And you say, no, I am trying to quit smoking. That's called outcome based, right? When you're trying to change a habit based on outcome, you are highly likely going to fall back into the old habit. But if a person comes to you and say, hey, you want a cigarette? And you say, no, because I am not a smoker. That's called identity based. And research have shown that when a person that is trying to change his or her habit that is based on outcome, they are like 5 to 10 times more likely to quit than the person that is identity based. So looking at the smoking example, someone who says, I'm trying to quit smoking, is very likely to fail compared to the person who says, no, I am not a smoker. And I can relate to this because I was trying to quit smoking for the longest time and I wasn't able to do it because I've been focusing on outcome based. And then one day, I started going to church and I became a Christian. And I started to identify myself as a Christian. I started to say to myself that I am a Christian. And because of that, as a Christian, I shouldn't smoke. And so that allowed me to quit smoking, and I haven't been smoking for the past 6 years. Now, when I was trying to quit smoking, I didn't read this book. It was just that after I read this book, then I realized that the reason why I was able to quit smoking in the past was because it was an identity based. Now, the reason why this works is because your brain does not want to contradict your identity. See, when you say I'm not a smoker and you're smoking, you create an identity crisis. And an identity crisis is one of the worst thing or one of the worst pain that you can go through. And that's the reason why your brain will want to avoid that as much as possible. So I get what some of you are thinking right now. If you are a smoker and you say that you are not a smoker, or if you have not made $1 million yet, and you say that you are a millionaire, isn't that a bit like a hypocrite? Now, it will feel like that initially, and you always have to remember it's never about having first, then you become. You become first, then you have. So if you say that I need to make $1 million, then I'm a millionaire, you are saying that I need to have, then I will become a millionaire. Again, it's like saying that an apple tree needs to first produce apple, then it's called an apple tree. But that's not the case. An apple tree is an apple tree and it will produce apple because it is an apple tree. It's because of what it is. In this case, is who we are. Now, unlike the apple tree example, we as human beings, we are blessed with the power of choice. That means we can actually choose who we want to be in an instant. Unlike the apple tree can only be apple tree forever, but we can choose to be a different person in an instant. So I can start calling myself a millionaire Yes, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, but when I choose to be a millionaire, I am a millionaire. It's just that the results will take some time to manifest. And again, this is not about some law of attraction and pseudo-science stuff. This is really just about changing your identity so that it's easier for you to form habits. Because in order for you to make millions, you need to have millionaire habits. And if you identify yourself as a millionaire, it is so much easier for you to adopt millionaire habits. So when I start to identify and say to myself, I am a millionaire, and then some days I will just be sitting around not doing anything, watching Netflix, I will start thinking to myself, is this what a millionaire would do? Is this what a millionaire would do? And when I would spend time with my friends and I'm not working on my business, and we are not talking about anything that's productive or anything that is anything that's empowering, we're just gossiping about people, I'll start asking myself this question: do a millionaire sit down, do nothing, and just gossip about people? And the answer was no. As what you can see right now is because of that identity shift, I start to align what I'm doing, my behavior, my daily actions, my habit, to my identity. And that was what made me realize, no, I'm not supposed to be doing this because I'm a millionaire. So I started to do what a millionaire should be doing every single day. And so an example would be like, I'll be working on my business every single day because it's a habit. Not because I want to get rich, but because it is who I am. And as a millionaire, I need to be working on my business every single day because it's who I am, not because of what I want to achieve. So if you want to be a millionaire, you need to start with an identity shift and then form new habits with that new identity. And if you do not know what are some of the habits of being a millionaire, I suggest you can do some research online. It's really easy to find. Simply search millionaire habits, find people who are already doing well in life and ask them what's their habit. There are also tons of books and videos on YouTube that you can find that explains what are some of the habits that makes you highly successful, what are some of the habits of highly effective people, and what are some of the habits of a millionaire. Now, to keep this video short, I'm not going to cover the different millionaire habits. I just wanted you to understand the identity shift first, then you go and search for these habits. But if you want to know what are the millionaire habits that I've adopted for myself over the years through my research and interviews with people who are highly successful, I'm going to be posting the next few videos on the different types of money habits, investment habits, and daily performance habit that I have adopted as a millionaire. These are the habits that took me from a 6-figure debt into a millionaire in my 20s. So if you want to watch that, watch out for it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when that video is out. So to summarize this video, the result that we have in our life is caused by consistent action every single day, and that is habits. And in order for you to change your habit, an identity base will always be more effective than outcome based. So you want to start having an identity shift and start becoming the person that you want to be, and then find habits that align with that new identity. So I hope you have learned something from this video, and comment in the comment section what is your biggest takeaway, and considering liking this video and subscribing to this channel if you love this content. That's all I have for you today. Bye for now.